West Virginia has a ton of needs, and the portal is about to open. Let's have a look, see, and see who's available and where they fit on this roster. There's a billion openings we need to look at.
You are Locked On West Virginia, your daily podcast on the West Virginia Mountaineers, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
What is up, guys? Welcome back in. My name is Mountaineer Paul. I am your host. Welcome back to the Locked On West Virginia, where we're diving back into the West Virginia Mountaineers offseason, and happy to be doing so. Going to be brought to you by our friends at FanDuel. Right now with FanDuel, guys, if you want to dive in headfirst to the action this season, make sure you visit FanDuel and place your live NFL bets all season long. Like I said, my name is Mountaineer Paul. I'm the host around here, and thank you guys for joining this episode of Locked On West Virginia. We're trying to do 3 episodes a day now. We're upping it now that we're in the off season. We don't work less because it's the season's over. We're going to work more, right? So that's the goal. May have a few less views, but that's the point as well, right? Hopefully you guys are staying warm. It's about 2 feet of snow outside where I'm at, so I'm sure you guys are dealing with it too on some level. But let's dive straight into this, man. No reason to mess around, right? All righty. So West Virginia is going to lose a ton of players. And by design, it was just the way it had to be by result of the way things happened when Rich Rodriguez was hired. Missing the first recruiting window, missing the first portal window. We get that. But it doesn't mean that things are going to be okay in Morgantown, right? Like, they've got to figure out a way to fix it. So let's look around the roster because there's a bunch of positions of need. Let's rank them first. What are the top positions of need? And then some names to watch. I've really dug deep into the portal today and kind of created a list of players to look at that may fit some of these positions for West Virginia. And a couple of these I've had some correspondence with as well. That's neither here nor there, really, but it all really matters. Nothing really matters if West Virginia doesn't reach out to them. It could be the number 1 ranked player. If West Virginia doesn't reach out, who can't really, they're not going to do it, right? So that part doesn't matter as much, I guess, but a couple of these dudes have interest in West Virginia. All right, so diving in, let's start with positions of need. Like I said, probably defensive back room is going to be it's going to be obliterated by the time the portal comes around. Obviously, it already is. If you consider who's leaving. Tomorrow notwithstanding, because tomorrow obviously is a court date. I did an episode on this a couple hours ago if you weren't here. There is a court date tomorrow that could allow 6 or 7 of West Virginia's best players, Jeff Weimer. Obviously, you look at Michael Coach Jr., Fred Perry, a couple other guys that can maybe get an extra year if they eliminate the 5-year clock. So if they do that, this list won't be the same, but we're going to just, for now, how it is. So the secondary, we're losing a whopping 11 players. It's just nuts that are either seniors or redshirt seniors. So that's over half the room. That's a lot of players. It's a pass-happy league in the Big 12. Without these vets, we're going to be staring at a massive gap in coverage, tackling, and experience. So you start with Michael Coach Jr., Jordan Walker, Jordan Scruggs, Justin Harrington, Fred Perry, William Davis, Derek Carter Jr., Kikora Tarnu, Darren Lewis, Jason Chambers, and Ty Crutcher. So 22 DBs total now by my numbers. Only 11 turning, mostly underclassmen like Nick Taylor and such. So depth is going to be razor thin. We've got young talent, like Dwayne Galloway or maybe even Keyshawn Robinson, but they need vets to mentor them, man, right? Like lockdown corners, experienced safeties, so that we can maybe not get torched this upcoming season would be great. If we don't address this, then you can expect shootouts and the like, right? Number 2, biggest need, offensive line. You could probably put it at number 1, obviously. But, with Rich Rod, obviously, I think it's pretty clear a strong running game is needed. Well, we're dropping 5 key contributors on the offensive line room. All seniors are redshirt seniors on a unit that's already been a sore spot with, sacks allowed, run blocking woes, the whole thing. And this group's been not good this year, and maybe you need to replace even more. I don't know, depending on who hits the portal. Walter Youngbear, Carson Lee, Kuma Makiniole, Tykes Crawford, and Michael Clay. So you really don't have a lot. And there's other guys that have entered the portal. So, you've got returners like Nick Cray, Malik Agbo, and others to build around. But at the end of the day, you're going to need a portal haul for this. So we're going to be looking at some tackles and guards to protect whoever the quarterback is next year. Step number 3, segment or not segment. It's not segment or step number 3, just number 3. Defensive line. How are you going to plug the gaps, right? Offensive, defensive line, always important. The trenches on defense are not faring much better. 5 losses from a group that's been solid. Maybe one of our more solid groups this past year, but certainly is going to be a place of need. Eddie Kelly Jr., Amatosho, Devin Grant, Eddie V, and Hammond Russell. That's some big losses. No doubt about it. Hammond Russell, 6'3", 312 pounds. Eddie V is a big boy as well. Eddie Kelly, 6'6", 288. I mean, that's a lot, man. So you've got Asani Redwood, Nate Gabriel, a couple others returning. But, man, if you want to maintain a good run defense, you're going to have to get some good pass rushers. You're losing Devin Grant. You're going to have to get some good interior guys, some beef. It's what's for dinner up front. Next is linebackers, which is probably the biggest. It's just there's less players needed, but it could be the biggest position of need at the same time. There's almost nobody back here, right? That's worth a damn. You're losing 4 players here, and 2 of them have been really good for you, right? So, and there's only 9 guys in the room, so that's half, basically. John Lewis, Chase Wilson, Reed Carrico, Caden Beiser, among others, if they hit the portal. So that leaves you Ben Bogle, that leaves you Ben Cutter, Cam Torber, and you've got some guys coming in, but experience is key here. Zach Alley coaches these guys himself. You need all conference types. I think they're going to go after all conference types. I do. I think the very best linebackers in the portal will be gone after. Such a key to this defense. You have to have it. Be looking for that to be a position of need for the Mountaineers. Obviously, some other quick hits. As my cats are going crazy right now. They're starting to really get on my nerves. They're in one of those moods where they want to jump off the walls and everything. Go live, Paul. Go live. Why don't you go live, Paul? Your cats are going nuts at the same time. But, obviously looking at some other positions. So, wide receivers, you're losing Justin Smith-Brown, Jeff Weimer, Logan Ramper, Preston Fox, among others. Rodney Gallagher is going to be back. Not a whole lot back here. Hopefully you're hoping. You don't know what's going to happen with certain other guys. We had injuries in that room all year. And I think, I don't know, man. I think about it sometimes and I'm like, is there anybody? Is maybe the guys are on the roster in that position in that room? And then other times I'm like, man, we just don't have anybody there to play with. I mean, Rodney started out okay, right? But a really inconsistent room, man. Along with Cam Vaughn. I don't know why I forgot about Cam Vaughn. But yeah, Cam Vaughn should be back. I mean, you hope he is. I mean, considering the way everybody treated him after he dropped that, or not after he dropped the ball, but after he kind of loafed on a play. Good Lord, that was this firestorm that just came his way. And then there's also Jaden Bray, right? And so you kind of hope if you've got those 3, you got a pretty good start. But if you don't, you're in trouble. Tight ends, Grayson Barnes, Jacob Barrett, Greg Genross, Noah Braham, Carter Zuliani, but we all know those aren't going to be the guys going forward. It's going to be probably the kid, I don't know, the kid that transferred in from North Carolina, Ryan. So it could be him going forward. Running backs, good Lord, man. This is just another room that what's going to happen. There's literally nobody left. Ty Edwards could come back, maybe. Jaheim White is transferring. It could put this room up probably a lot higher. But I didn't. I'm probably in second thought need to bump this room up higher, but there's nobody back in the running back room, and we got good freshmen coming in. I remember now. That's what I was thinking. Amari Latimer is basically the equivalent of getting an elite portal guy, in my opinion. I think Amari Latimer will step in by game 5 or 6 once he starts to feel the groove. I think he'll be next year. We're going to have to pay him $1 million to keep. I really believe that. I think by the end of next year, we're going to be talking about we have to figure out a way to keep him. We have to. Like that's how I just can tell. We're going to be figuring because you just don't get. Like I had the guy on today that does Locked On Portal. He's a media guy. He's friends with Will Fong and all these guys throughout Rivals 247. They all think Amari Latimer's an NFL guy, like already. Like it's pretty obvious he's going to be one, minus any kind of insane situation. Specialists, obviously Ollie Straw, Cade Hensley, likely gone. So there's just a lot of need on this roster. So that's defensive backs are probably top priority, along with offensive line, defensive line, linebackers, tight ends, quarterbacks, and running backs. And that's in a descending order. Now I would bump running backs up some after second thought, but I mean, it starts with the O-line, D-line, and corner, and defensive backs, linebackers. Like they're all pretty jumbled together there. But who are some players that West Virginia could be looking at? Who are some guys I've spoken to that West Virginia could be eyeballing? I've got a couple names for you after the break. And, of course, on this episode, we're talking about our friends from R Frames. R Frames is one of those holiday traditions around here anyway, where, you know what, there's one gift I don't have to worry about getting. And listen, if you want something meaningful, honestly, personal, and guaranteed to get that reaction, like, oh, wow, I wasn't expecting this. R Frames is the gift that delivers every time. It's not just something you wrap. It's not just something you just toss into the stocking. It's a way to share memories, literally. So because Aura isn't your average picture frame, you can preload the frame with photos before gifting it. So grandpa is not pulling out what hair he has left, trying to figure out what to do with it, or so Big John in the comment section is not trying to sit there and push buttons and figure out what the heck's going on and just throws it against the wall. So when you plug it in, the memories are already there. No apps to figure out, no setup headaches, just instant smiles. Grandparents, parents, newlyweds, or Big John, anybody that loves photos. Packaging comes gift ready, no price tag, no wrapping needed, just a huge win. You need a huge win. For a limited time, save on the perfect gift by using rframes.com to get $35 off Aura's best-selling cover mat frames, #1 by Wirecutter. We are #1 by using promo code college at checkout. That's AURA frames.com, promo code college. This deal is exclusive to listeners, and frames do sell out fast. So order yours now. Get it in time for the holidays. Support the show here at Locked On West Virginia by mentioning us at checkout, where the terms and conditions are going to apply. It's segment 2. Let's crack a Diet U, yeah? Diet Do, guys. Can I even talk right now? This is my fifth video today. I did one with Brian, like I said. We did one for my show. I've done 3 on my show, and then I did one with somebody named Lipton Diesel who he just sent me a link. I didn't even really know who he was. It just came through, and I'm like, what's this? Went in there, and I'm like, oh, I'm on a show. So here we are. We're still talking. We're still gabbing. So Yeah, I'm talking about you, Mr. John, with that picture, by the way. All right, so let's look at what's the use in having this if I'm not going to turn it on. There we go. We got to have the Mountaineer on. He's the bright light that burns above my shoulder. All right, a list of guys, man, and this is an interesting list, right? I think there's some guys on here that West Virginia could absolutely be looking at, and can I just start with somebody that how do I explain this one? So this dude is one of the most physical linebackers I've seen. I love this dude. I really do. Um, I think he's got a chance to be really good, if especially if West Virginia against him, and that's Easton Baker. A linebacker from Illinois. He's a guy that's in the portal now. He's got a brother that's also a four-star player, and he is just a physical monster. He really is. I love the dude. I think he's got a chance to be just exactly what Zach Alley needs, man. Um, I love so much about him. He's had some production there at Illinois, and let me just be honest. I think there's something there. So I won't say much more than that. I can't right now, but just keep your eye on that one. So there's one. Let's move on to the next guy. Just because I can't say more, I can't say anymore. Wish I could, but let me get down to my list. I don't know what happened. I hit the button and it shot way up here. Okay, so there are a couple on here that are going to be pie in the sky, but here's the thing, guys. Rich Rod's going to be operating with 20 million plus, right? At least that's what we've been told. If they're not, then this list is mostly shite. But we're all working on the assumption that they're getting at least 12 million from the cap and from 8 to 10, potentially 13 million in outside the cap money. We've been told this. It's been told to us. They saved $5 million, which helped us in recruiting. And I mean, maybe they have more left. I don't know. But so I'm basing this on you're only going after 12 or 15 guys and you've got at least 20 to $25 million. So you can spend over $1 million a player. And we all know you're not going to spend $1 million on every player. So some of these guys are going to be worth, you would think, maybe a couple $1 million, right? So unless I'm just wrong, totally wrong, let's jump into this, man. And even if I am, oh well. Nick Marsh is the top ranked wide receiver in the portal. I spoke with him the other day about it and totally interested in West Virginia. We'll see. Obviously, there is going to be a huge market for him. What I've read is the estimates for him are around 800,000. He's a good player there at Michigan State. Had a ton of actually some of the people feel like he fell short, but he was a true freshman, right? And I think he was a 5-star guy going in. So he's an explosive deep threat, really soft hands, burner speed. I think he's a guy that you look at, and if you can get him at West Virginia, that's that mind blowing type of get right there. But I mean, if you've got the money we think you got a shot here, right? So throwing him in there. A lot of people have thrown the Joseph kid from Old Dominion. I've thrown a couple guys in recently, the kid from West Carolina, and others. But how about Kenny Minchie, right? He is a redshirt sophomore from Notre Dame. He's also a dual threat kid with really high upside arm talent, pinpoint accurate, and he wasn't really used at Notre Dame because they keep on bringing in really good players. He's a great dual threat. Man, he can sling dimes all over the field. He's probably, from what I've read, about $1 million player. He doesn't have a lot of experience, but I mean, he's another one of these. I think he was a borderline 5-star. I can't remember, but obviously he is another expensive one. So, you just be honest with yourself. Like, will they go that route? I would like to think West Virginia is willing to spend $1 million at least on a quarterback this year. You're going to have to be, unless you find somebody obscure like Ole Miss did, which I tried to get West Virginia in on that one. As I've said, told the story multiple times. I've still got the text messages where he and I spoke with each other last year, but West Virginia never showed any interest. Maybe it was a money thing. I don't know. I just kind of I chalked that one up to the old loss in the can, but that one hurts, man. I'm happy for him. I really am, but I'm talking about Trinidad Chambliss, by the way. But, West Virginia had shot at him. There was a point where he wasn't highly recruited for quite a few months. All right, so there's another one. And then you get into some guys that I really like. You've got a interior offensive lineman by the name of wrong one. Never mind. He's already committed to TCU. I'm looking at the wrong Oklahoma State offensive lineman. Let me find him here. Where did he go? Well, actually, you know what? We'll start here with the Mercer one. I like this kid. His tape is good. He's got a quarterback as well that said package deal. I don't know if they are a package deal or not. If they are, then that likely takes him out of this because I think he's just a stationary quarterback. But I don't know. It's fun to think about. And this is a guy that you can look at and say, okay, he's maybe a $300,000, $400,000 guy, right? So I could see myself, potentially if I'm West Virginia, looking the direction. So Mercer has a center. They have a quarterback in the portal. They are not, they're FCS players. So you obviously have to keep that in mind. Absolutely. I'm not delusional that sometimes they just don't transfer up well. We saw it a lot last year. Maybe West Virginia's seen too much of that. I'm not really, to be honest, I'm not really 100% sure, but there are guys that are not that, right? There are guys in the portal that West Virginia could definitely get that have played Power 4 football, if that's what you're looking for, or at least Division I football. So Noah King, freshman from Colorado, really speedy cover corner, ball skills. He's got some flash. He's probably a 350K kid. He's got size. Keep an eye on him as well. Maybe you can get him to stick around inside the Big 12 and come to a hard edge program like West Virginia. I liked this tape when I watched it, just like I like Derek Williams from Texas. Elite athlete with ton of range. He was a star defender at Texas. He could be our closer, man. I really think probably around $600K for this kid, but he's a top safety. It would be worth it. He would be just a monster pickup for the Mountaineers, and I would love to see this happen. I really would, but a lot of these guys are what I consider to be, I don't know. Is West Virginia going to play up in this level as far as, are they going to play at this level where everything's so expensive? I don't know. I just don't know how they don't if they've got $20 million. It's going to be interesting. Maybe the market goes way up because everybody's got more money now, and it kind of evens it back out to where we're still kind of playing around in that mid-range. If that happens, we'll adjust. But CJ Baxter, the running back from Texas as well, is another one. I love him. He's a power back with vision. He overcame some injuries and played really well there. He's probably a 800K guy, but I like him, man. I think he's a guy that you could see in Rich Rod's offense for sure. Let's go to break. We'll come right back and finish off this list of people. This episode is going to be brought to you by FanDuel. With FanDuel, guys, NFL Sundays move fast. One big play and suddenly everything feels different. That's what makes live betting with FanDuel so exciting. And look, you're not just watching the game anyways. You're reacting to it in real time. With FanDuel, you can place bets as the action unfolds. Every drive, every momentum swing, every highlight moment. Live betting is best when the game starts to shift. Receiver gets hot, defense tightens up, the momentum flips after a turnover. FanDuel lets you jump into that moment with live spreads and money lines that adjust instantly. Player props update as they heat up. You can be the next touchdown scorer. You can bet on it. Drive totals, you can bet on, more if you just keep locked into every snap, every drive, and every possibility. So if you want to be in the middle of the action this offseason, visit FanDuel.com and place your live NFL bets all season long with FanDuel. The game moves fast, and so can you. We back. Thank you guys for joining in. Like we said, like the video, please, while you're here. Subscribe if you're new. We're just a smidgen away from 7K. So thank you guys for that. Closing in. Next goal is 10K. So we'll get there. We'll probably get there this coming year, which will be fine with me. I'm just grateful to be there. There are a couple other guys on this list that I just wonder about from a West Virginia standpoint. Would they be good for West Virginia? You've got an interior offensive lineman from Wisconsin by the name of Jake Renfro. Big, 6'2", 310-pound center from Illinois. I like him a lot, man. He's a really good player. He would be a day one starter for West Virginia, no doubt. Love his tape. Really nasty. Got that offensive kind of that Big Ten Wisconsin kind of vibe to him. I love his stuff, man. He's a good player. Towson has a player in the portal by the name of Aaron Clark. He's from Hurricane, guys. I forgot all about him. So he is really freaking good right now. If you can get him, he's 6 feet, 300 pounds. He's a redshirt freshman. So, there's another one that just was, how does he get out of the state of West Virginia? I have no idea. But he did. So you just have to hope that it doesn't keep on happening. Here's the guy I was looking for earlier. Grant Segrin, redshirt sophomore, 6'6", 305. Man, is he good. They've got him ranked as the number 26 player in the portal for good reason. He went back in the portal like 2 months ago after Gundy left. It seems like he's taking his time. I understand why, but he is a good player, as is Arizona State's Josh Atkins, a redshirt senior. Man, is he good too. He's the 25th best player, 6'4", 290, offensive tackle. You can play him at guard. Really good player as well. I love all these O-linemen, man. I really do. If you want a really explosive back, Mekhi Frazier from Michigan State is your guy. 5'10", 210 pounds, elite speed. He's raised his profile from an 82, 3-star barely, to a 91. So that's pretty damn good. 4-star player. That's pretty exciting for him. Dylan Edwards back in the portal again. I can't believe he would want to leave K-State, to be honest. I mean, that's just such a perfect fit for him. But I guess the coach leaving, I get it. But, at the end of the day, man, it's like, come on, stick around somewhere for more than 1 year. I mean, how can you ever be really productive somewhere if you're not there for more than a year, or at least try? One to watch could be Evan Malcor, a redshirt junior from Northern Illinois. Especially if Grayson Barnes comes back, maybe that connection helps out here. He is from Wisconsin as well, so Wisconsin would probably be a favorite for him. But, he's a kid that can really, really play. 6'6", 305, just a ridiculously talented kid. Will be one of the most sought-after players in all the portal, though, as will Gideon Lampron, Bowling Green, 6 feet, 220 pounds. He's from LaGrange, Ohio. Keep your eye on him as well. There's a ton of other guys, man. I've looked up for this, it just depends on what you're looking for. Obviously, with West Virginia, there's just a ton of dudes that you wonder about, like, man, is he a fit? Is he a fit? I don't know if he's a fit. The Mercer center, I didn't give you his name earlier. Gavin Marks, 6'2", 275, freshman All-American. Love his stuff, man. Would come in and probably play center. Obviously I know Livingston is there, but I mean Livingston can play guard. He really can. And I don't know, did he perform well enough to really earn a spot on this offensive line next year? It's a real question. Will he get better? Absolutely, he should. But I mean, at the end of the day, man, all I can say is West Virginia, they know. That's what you got to figure out is like, well, West Virginia knows. So my biggest sincere hope is West Virginia just goes out and buys the best offensive lineman that they can get, the best defensive lineman they can get, and a couple of the best linebackers and secondary guys they can get. And I think they'll be okay. I really do. I've thought about this a lot. Obviously, I have every day to think about this stuff. You've got a running back coming in Amari Latimer and then Serge Paul Cheeks to that extent. And even Christopher Talley, who can really play that. I think you could probably be okay at running back if you bring one veteran in, but just go get you 4 guys on the O-line and put Cray out there with them. Make Livingston battle and Cray battle. Heck, go get 5 if that's what you need to do. Make sure the O-line's the strongest unit on the team. Try to bring back Bray, Gallagher, and Vaughn. Bring back Grayson Barnes at tight end if he's eligible after tomorrow. And then, hell, even bring back Scotty Fox. I wouldn't care. If you decided to just pour $5 or $6 million into that O-line, make it the best in the country if you can, or top 5 in the country. That way nobody can stop you from running the ball at any point in time. And then if you keep those skill guys, I promise you'll have success. You add a couple here and there, and then just sink the rest of it into the defense. They just sink the rest of it into defense. Defensive line, you've already got a really good start in JUCO. I love a couple of our JUCO guys. I really do. But, you've already got a good start with JUCO. You got to get some linebackers that can run. You got to. That's probably where I start on defense, and then you move out and get some bigger corners and safeties. But there's a real opportunity here if you really got the kind of money I think you got, and you're only adding 15 guys. Let's say I can break it down. You add 1 quarterback to battle with Scotty. You add. Let's see. Let me make sure I got this right here. You add 1 quarterback, I guess. Yeah. They don't even have, it's not even 100% necessary if you believe in Scotty. I think you can win with Scotty, but I understand also if you want to bring an elite runner in. So I say that a lot. You bring in 1 running back, although you could justify more for sure. I'm not saying you can't, but if Ty Edwards comes back, it's a wrap. Just go ahead and run it with the freshman in him. You bring in, I'd say at least 4 starter level O linemen and just sink. I'd sink at least them $800K a piece into them, if not more. I mean, just make it the best unit you can possibly make it. Just do it. Bring in 4 or 5 and just dominate people. Pull a Texas Tech like they did on their defensive line. And then do the same thing in the defensive line, sink another couple million into that, get really good, 2 or 3 really good run stoppers and an elite pass rusher. But, so that's 4 O-line, 1 running back, 1 quarterback. So that's 6 guys. And then if you can get back Bray, Gallagher, Vaughn, and Barnes, if he gets cleared tomorrow, I say you just stick it out on offense. Maybe bring in 1 guy, receiver. I don't know. But then you just put the rest of it on defense. That leaves you, if you bring in 15 guys, that brings you 9 guys for defense. So that is, let's say you get 2 really good to elite defensive linemen. That leaves you with 7. Get 2 really good pass rushers. That's 5. And then get 2 really good linebackers. And then get 3 really good defensive backs, maybe. I don't know. it's definitely not an easy task. But I mean, you get 2 lockdown corners and some kind of elite safety, and if you get Fred Perry back, you're good, right? Like, you go out and get a guy like Boo Carter or somebody like. Go spend $20 million on this roster, $25 million on this roster, and make it a damn good roster. I don't know. Especially tomorrow. Like I've been alluding to it all night. I think I told you guys earlier I did a show on it. Basically, there's a case going before the courts tomorrow that if it goes through, West Virginia is going to get guys like Weimer, Fred Perry, and some others back. But I don't know if they'll go in the portal or not. But those are, but you're going to at least have a chance to give them the offer to come back, especially a guy like Fred Perry. He's got to be your number one priority if he's able to come back. Like let's finish what we started here and, stuff like that. There's also some wild cards I will mention really quick before we go. Xavier Bosley. Yeah, what the hell, man? Like I've heard people say like, well, obviously he wasn't any good if he wasn't able to break into the offensive line from last year, if he wasn't able to start over them. I don't know about that. I would pump my brakes on that. West Virginia gave him a couple $100,000 almost to come to West Virginia a couple years ago before the portal was blown up like it is now from Jack State. I was really excited about it. A lot of us were. What's weird is if you go back and look, trying to remember that open the entire O line from 2 years ago now. Let's see. 2024. That would have been, let's see. I'm trying to think. The O line. Oh, it's of course it spell corrected me into online. And it did it again. You guys remember who the right tackle was from 2024? Obviously, it was the redshirt senior kid who had never played until that year. I'm trying to remember his name. I get, I'm right on camera. Sometimes I just can't get the name out. But obviously he and Bosley battled, and Bosley pushed him all the way until the first game. He almost won the job. It's not Cray, obviously. Anyways, it was obviously him, but it was it the year after Zach left? Yeah, it was the year after Zach left. But you had Milam, you had Remack, you had Brandon Yates, you had Jaquay Hubbard. And then who was the right tackle? What the heck was his name? Either way, he and Bosley battled it out for that spot. And I really thought for sure, like, man, I really thought for sure Bosley would come in this year and potentially win a job, but he didn't. I don't know. It's weird, especially after he was a freshman All-American in the same exact system a couple years ago. He did get injured, but, I don't know, man. We'll see. Thanks for joining in, guys. I appreciate y'all for putting up with me. I know I did a lot of videos today. Just trying to get content out. That's all. Trying to be I'm here if you guys want to watch. There's about 100 of you guys watching, and I think that's pretty good for 9:30 at night on a Sunday. And I know you guys are probably cold. It's cold outside. Hopefully you enjoy your holidays, man. It's 11 days till Christmas. It's hard to believe. Hopefully you and yours have a great Christmas. As I say all the time around this time of year, if you're having some issues with seasonal depression, if you're having some issues with just general depression, if you're having some issues with being alone this time of year, I am always an outlet. And people will tell you I will answer. If you find me at Paul Mountaineer on X, if you want to find me at ROCKELPAUL0@gmail.com. You can email me. There are several ways to get a hold of me. Just rewind that if you need to hear it again. And I will make sure that, you get the help you need, whatever it is. if it's, I don't care what it is, if that's a family member, if that's, whatever it is, if you're out of gas on the side of the road, I mean, just whatever, please contact me. I'll make sure you guys are okay. I take care of mine. So, all right. So, like the video, subscribe if you can, and we will be back tomorrow. Let's have a rest in peace for the thumbnail that I didn't use yesterday after West Virginia didn't beat the Buckeyes. Just one of my greatest all-time thumbnails. I can't believe I didn't get to use it. Makes me sad. Brennan Laureate dunking the Buckeye logo through the hoop is so good. Makes me sad. Guys, the Everydayer Club is out, by the way. If you're here every day and you're still watching this video, which about 100 of you were there earlier, if you want to be a part of the Everydayer Club, now's the time to do it. You get ad-free videos. You get to be a part of a members only Discord where I think you're probably involved with any of the teams. Not exactly sure with all the Locked On teams, similar to like, I guess like a message boards would be for like rivals and such, maybe something like that. So just consider it. And we'll put it in the chat for you guys after the show, as well as right now. But yeah, let's it's Everydayer. What's it called? How's it spelled again? LockedOnPodcast.com/Everydayer Club. So I'll put that in the chat for you right now, and we'll jump out of here. So have a great rest of your evening, guys. We will see you on the next one. Not Nestor. It's not Doug Nestor, but thanks for putting that in there, Luke. He was just a redshirt senior. He only got to play 1 year. So, all right, y'all. I'll see you tomorrow. Somebody let me know in the comments who that was. And don't forget to cue those country roads. Good night.